Hey guys, I'm Rich. Welcome to another Halo Reach action figure review. Today I'm going to be reviewing the brand new Series 6 Covenant Elite Zealot. It is not Zealot or Zealot or blah 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 blah. It is actually pronounced Zealot. But it is a weird spelling word. Like, how many times do you see the word Zealot? Ever. Never. You never really do. But anyway, let's move past that point. Very cool figure, very elite-y looking. Paint job is definitely looking very worn, which I guess is a good thing because the Zealots, I'm sure, is supposed to be more of the, they're more combat experienced Covenant characters. So it is really cool, and this is the first time we've actually had the Elite Zealot released to the Halo Reach action figure line. So that's always cool. I always like being able to get new characters, new armor renditions, just new stuff instead of just repaints and everything, but be able to get some new stuff in there. So that's really cool. He comes with 2 accessories. He comes with the concussion rifle, and he also comes with a plasma grenade. Concussion rifle, plasma grenade, left butt peg, as usual. Have to do it that way. Articulation is still up with the elites and everything. That's not really going to change. But yeah, it's still a really cool figure. The helmet here is removable. Very awesome. You can see his ugly face underneath. He's like, get that helmet back on, please. Oh, gosh. The feet are still rounded at the bottom. I think this late in the game, guys, they're not going to change. It's already Series 6, and it's still rounded. It is very game accurate, but they do have a little bit of a difficulty standing. I've kind of got him in a pose where he balances nice and easily, but you will have to kind of fiddle with it a bit if you want to display it out of the box. I mean, if you're going to play with it, if you're a kid or you're buying it for your kid or whatever, I don't think they're really going to care if it stands up necessarily because they're going to be like, blowing stuff up and moving it and all kinds of other stuff. So that's pretty much that. The paint job on it, like I was saying, it does look really worn. Show a little bit of the detail here of this because it's a new figure. It might look a little too worn to me, but, the thing is when you get figures that are worn looking, it can kind of change between figure to figure, and the underneath, I guess it'd be the clothing that they wear underneath the armor, still is the standard. They didn't put silver paint all over this. I just bumped my camera. Very unprofessional. But other than that, I'd say, even with that, I'd say that this is still a really cool figure. Now, in Halo Reach, they changed the Elite Zealots from being like the gold-colored armored elites to being this more of like, what would you say it is? Kind of like a rust color? Yeah, I guess it'd be kind of a worn rust color. They used to be, like in Combat Evolved, they were the Gold Elites, and the Gold Elites were scary because they could take a lot of damage, and they were the only characters besides the Spec Ops Elites that had swords. And swords did a lot of damage in that game. Instant kills. Instant. It didn't even matter. Just, you're dead. So that was really cool. But now seeing them like this, and then they made the Elite Generals the Gold Elites, I still think they look cool. This helmet is definitely different than some of the other helmets. It's kind of got this weird rounded edge to... or back part of it, and actually seeing the helmet kind of like this here, it reminds me a lot of the, I think it's the Elite Officer helmets, but obviously they don't have the guards on the front, which I think is silly that they don't, because that's kind of like how to protect their lips. So anyway, very cool figure. I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 5. I would give it the 5 out of 5, but the thing that always brings it down for me with the Elites is that they have the rounded feet, and it's just a downside, but it's not a huge deal, especially, like I said, you get them in a pose like this, it looks cool. You can get them even in cooler poses. I've seen people with pictures with the Elites doing, like, just outlandish poses that I didn't even know I could do and get them to balance, and people have done it. So it is possible to get some really cool poses out of them. You do get a concussion rifle, which is a really cool Covenant weapon, especially when you're playing multiplayer. It's really awesome looking. So overall, I'm going to say, yeah, 4.5 out of 5. If you're interested in picking out one of these figures and you can't find one in your area or something, you guys can go ahead and check out entertainmentearth.com. The link is in the description. I have it set up so it'll take you actually to this figure itself. You won't have to go there and search or anything. Then you guys can decide. Otherwise, pick it up locally or something. It is a cool figure. Yeah, we've never had this figure before. Sorry, I fainted for a second. Paint job is cool. I especially like this purple detail that they have here. It's kind of like a decal. Very cool looking with the white lines, and it looks very Covenant-esque. The one thing I still love, and I've said this in many of my reviews, with the Halo Reach figures, is the paint jobs and the amount of detail that McFarlane sculpts in these things. They look outstanding. They really do. They really do. They do a good job with that. That part you cannot argue with. But anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching, commenting, and subscribing. Let me know down in the comment section what you think about this figure, if you're planning to pick one up or not. I mean, whatever. I think it's really cool looking. But anyway, guys, all right, talk to you all later. All right, have a good one. And whatnot. And stuff. And then you also have a ball joint here at the foot. which mine are just kind of tight, so that's the main reason why they're having a little bit of trouble. So you can't really get them in a ton of different poses, but I've seen some people take some pictures with brutes that looked outstanding, so you can do some pretty cool stuff. And obviously the whole thing with the boot, that wouldn't be McFarlane's fault. That would be, they're getting the actual CG files from Bungie at the time, and then from Microsoft, to make these figures. So it wasn't as if they kind of made changes or anything like that. That would be something that Bungie had done originally. So if you don't really like the boot, that's kind of the way that I guess it is in the game. I've never really noticed that. I can't believe I didn't notice. That'd be kind of silly not to notice, but yeah, okay. So overall, I'd probably give him a 4 out of 5. I like the sculpt. The paint job is kind of not as up to McFarlane's standard as usual. The rounded weapons kind of is a little bit irritating, and the fact he can't really move his head a whole lot kind of bugs me. But it does have a moving jaw, which I still think is one of the coolest things that they've added to the brutes, is that they could move their mouths. That's awesome. So overall, I'll give it a 4 out of 5. If you're interested in picking up one of these figures and you can't find one in your area, you guys can go down to the link in the description. It'll take you to a site called entertainmentearth.com where you can buy it. They do ship international, so that is cool. So if you live outside of the country, out of the U.S., you're golden. Kind of like this guy. Yay, I made a pun. I'm funny. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching, commenting, subscribing. Talk to you guys all later. And let me know what you think down in the comment section about this guy. There are a couple of faults in my eyes, but, sometimes maybe you guys think, hey, there's no faults whatsoever and he deserves to be a 5 out of 5. Yeah, let me know. All right, guys, talk to you all later. See ya.